First thing we like to do is, with an auger, be mindful of safety, right? These blades are super sharp. I've seen people slice their hands. I've also seen people slice through a whole leather chopper with these. So they're pretty legit. I shave with them. We want to make sure that they're clean though of ice. If they have ice built up or slush built up and you go and try to actually drill your hole, what you'll find is it'll just kind of spin and move around on top of the ice. So sometimes without smacking it, I like to gently tap and kind of break off some of that ice and then slowly let that auger bite in as you do the first little bit of drilling. Allie's doing a perfect job of letting that kind of happen and bite in. And once she gets a little bit deeper, she can really start to get going and crank away on that. It's you know, it's solid, but it's still moving and forming. It makes noise actually as the ice is freezing under the water. It makes noise on a windy day when it shifts. It makes noise when there's 30 inches and somebody drives by in a truck. Now once Allie's drilled her hole, we've got all this slush. Some things that I recommend: push some of this stuff back and get it out of the way so it's not going to fall in there as I start to scoop out. And then I give it a couple plunges, and what that does is gets any of the slush or ice that's still stuck on the side of the hole. And that's a spot our line can get hung up, so I like to actually kind of go around and scrape with the side of our scoop, get that out, and then I kind of get to a point where there's just a little bit, and now I spread the peanut butter on top of the ice, or on top of the water, get it to one side of the hole, scoop it out. Really straightforward. I was looking for the work scoop and I have my. So two very basic rigs that work really for almost any type of ice fishing here in the state of Minnesota. We have Lauren using a very simple slip bobber rig, and Allie using a tungsten jig on its own, very simple, very basic, tipped with a minnow. We're using fathead minnows today. Fathead minnows, they're probably the most common bait that work for many different types of fish. I've used them from everything from crappies and walleye to northern and lake trout. They work for all sorts of Minnesota fish.
Sweet hot cocoa.
Yeah. Did you bring hot cocoa and Rolos?
Minnows don't like to cooperate when you need them to. Get a nice big one again. So again, the lateral line on a minnow, a dorsal fin, you want the hook to be somewhere in between there if you're going to have it on a sitting line. So kind of hooking somewhere in this region here, just in front of or behind the dorsal fin is great. If you want to hook and have a more active presentation, like you're jigging with an actual jig, you would hook underneath the chin and back up through the nostrils, not going into the actual head or skull cap, because that will kill the minnow and prevent its action from being lively and enticing to fish.
Oh, barely had it.
Did you see it? 4 inches is what we want to first go out when we're walking on the ice. Checking that feet from shore first to make sure that you're actually getting in a spot that's safe. And then once you're thinking about bringing more than just yourself out, so you're either bringing family and friends, or you're going to start to bring your whole ice house and or an all-terrain vehicle, or eventually a car or a truck, you want to really know the ice thickness. So that good clear ice is what we're looking for. And if we have cloudy ice, we tend to double our thickness for safety. So if I had nothing but cloudy ice for walking on, which typically is 4 inches, I would actually want 8 inches of cloudy ice to feel confident and safe. In addition to that, having some ice safety picks is really important. They sell these at various outdoor sporting goods stores. Your local bait shops will have them. Those are all great places to get them. They're really nice and simple. Some people make them out of an old broomstick and some nails punched through them. These ones are recessed for safety. Basically, you punch them into the ice, and if you were to fall through, they're going to grab on and do their job. Ultimately, you're responsible for yourself and making sure that you're keeping yourself safe. So doing those self-checks on your own with a measuring tape. Some people use just a power drill and a wood bit attached to that, and check the ice thickness that way, and just measure how far down it takes them to get on that bit to be safe. Be safe. Check the ice.
you bring out snacks, Nick?
I didn't bring any snacks. I brought a lot of gear today. I was focused on that. A lot of gear. All right.